Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, as I'm sure you can tell by the title, we are going to be talking about overpacking. Now believe it or not, there was a time before I became a minimal traveller and I used to pack way too much. I remember the last trip that I took with a giant suitcase was, I think it was Brisbane in the end of 2017, like where I went there for Christmas and stuff with my family. And oh my god, I packed like literally the biggest suitcase that you can take, and I don't even know what I brought, but I was only there for like 10 days, and yeah, that was after that trip. I don't know what clicked, but something was like, Kate, just stop like packing 10 times the amount that you need for a 10-day trip. So in this video, I'm going to share my top 5 tips for beginners on how to stop overpacking. Now if you already pack kind of a medium amount, this video is probably not for you. I'm going to make some more videos on how to even like the intermediate steps and the advanced expert steps on becoming a minimal traveller, but this is just for the beginners. If you are a chronic overpacker, you can do these 5 things to just reduce what you pack a little bit. You know, it's a journey, it's a process. I don't expect everyone to go from, you know, the largest suitcase to a tiny backpack overnight. So hopefully this video helps you. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoy it, but let's jump into it. So the first tip that I have to stop overpacking is to stop asking yourself, what if? This is where everyone runs into trouble. Because as soon as you're like, but what if I need this, but what if I need that, what if we end up doing this, what if we end up doing that, you could pack like your entire house basically. So you basically need to stop focusing on the uncertainty and focus on the certainty, or the things that you know you're definitely going to do, the things you know you're definitely going to need. Just stop asking what if, okay? Just take a deep breath. If your brain starts spiraling into what if situations, stop, take a deep breath, and then just rewind and focus on the certain things that you know you need or you know you're going to do, and that will probably reduce a lot of the extraneous things you think you might need. So the second tip kind of goes hand in hand with the first one, but it is to make a list. So like I said, focus on the certainty. When you make a list, you write down everything you need. It reduces your likelihood to forget anything, so you feel prepared. You don't feel like you need to question what you've got in your bag, if you've got what you need or not, because if you make a list and then you stick to it and you cross off, when you put something in your bag, you cross it off, you tick it off, whatever you do, then you will feel much more prepared and not have that worry in the back of your mind, because that worry and anxiety and whatever is kind of what spurs a lot of people to end up packing way more than they need. So make a list and be prepared and feel prepared as well. I feel like this video is going a lot faster than I anticipated, but tip number 3 is to bring a smaller bag. It seems very simple, but the less space you have to put stuff in, the less stuff you're going to bring. It's just simple maths, or I don't know, geometry, volume, capacity, etc, etc. The less capacity in your bag, the less stuff can go inside. Now yeah, the only thing I would say about this is if you're kind of hoping to go on a journey to eventually becoming carry-on only, you probably don't want to go out and spend huge amounts of money on like these bags, like for every stage of your journey. So if you've got a bag, or if you can borrow one from a friend or a family member that's kind of a medium size as you start your journey towards minimal travel, then I would do that. Use their bag and borrow it and give it back to them. And so hopefully, sorry, I just got really distracted by a bird that's like outside the window. What was I saying? So borrow your family or friend's bag and save yourself a little bit of money, and then once you get to that final stage, you can take the time to invest in a bag that you really love and want to have for life. Tip number 4 to stop overpacking is think about what you really use on a daily basis. The biggest thing that I find interesting is when people travel or go on holiday, they think they're going to become this other person that wears all these things that are different from what they usually wear, does all these things that they usually don't do. And it's kind of funny because when you're on holiday, you're still you just are maybe a bit more relaxed, I don't know, or doing things like not working. So basically what I mean is, don't pack all these things that you would never wear on a daily basis or in your normal life, because you're not going to want to wear them. You're not this other person when you're on holiday, you're still you. So pack what you really use in your daily life, and same, you know, not just clothes, skincare, hair care. You know, if you have never really used tanning oil before, but you're like, oh, I want to go sit by the pool and put my tanning oil on, and then you hate the feel though of the oil, like, you're never going to actually use it. So just take a moment and think about the things that you actually use in your daily life and pack those instead of packing all these crazy illustrious things that you'll probably never use. So the fifth and final tip, after all the other ones, you've tried them and somehow subconsciously or consciously you are still overpacking, you need to do a test pack. So this is basically where you pack everything before your trip, like a week before, a few days before, and you test out your packing list and see how much actually fits, or, you know, the configuration, whatever you want, and then you can really see how much you're packing. And most people, I would probably say at this point, you could probably still afford to reduce it by a third. Yeah, unless you're super committed to going minimal straight away, which most of people probably won't be. Just try and reduce it by a third, and then that is an easy way to know you've reduced it. You know, you're not living off nothing, you're not living like a hobo, but, you know, excuse me, but, you know, you've done something to reduce your packing. And the thing about stopping overpacking is the more you do it, as in the less you pack more often, you just get used to traveling with less. So the first time is going to be the hardest, the first few times even, and you probably won't need to do a test pack every single time you travel after that, but I would definitely do it the first few times. It will help you to stop packing so much, and then you'll get used to it, and then you can move on to the intermediate, advanced, ultra minimalist, all the other jazz. But yeah, so hopefully you guys found something in this video useful, interesting, helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it, and please subscribe. I'd love to have you here as part of our channel. Thank you to all the new people who have subscribed. I'm looking forward to building this channel up a lot more and giving everyone the minimal travel tips that you need as we go back out into the traveling world. If you're watching this in the future, there was a pandemic in 2020 and, like, you know, the world hit the fan. So thank you so much for watching. As always, travel smarter, not harder, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.